and welcome to Two Old Farts in a Cart, Season 4, Episode 4. What a beautiful day to play golf today, Coach Toney.
Hey, it is. I believe it's going to get up around 70, but next 4 or 5 days it's going to be in the 80s.
Well, I actually wore my shorts today. I took a chance. First time I've got to wear my shorts to the golf course. Coach Toney, we're going to play a little different today. You've heard me ask all the questions to all these coaches, the either or and things like that. Today, we're going to play Ask Coach Toney those.
Oh, okay.
All right, Coach Toney, if you could talk to anybody, past or present, for 1 hour, who would you talk to and what would you talk about?
Well, I tell you what, there, Coach, since we're in the golfing realm, I'd like to talk to one of my all-time favorites, Arnold Palmer. I'd love to talk to him about, his biggest wins, and I know he'd certainly talk about the biggest losses too. But I remember the first time I saw him in Augusta walking down number 2, hitching those pants. I knew right there he was my man of golf.
Coach Toney, I got you 2 tickets for you and Jenny. Free tickets to go anywhere in the world. Where would you go and take her?
I'll probably take her where we're going to be going about another month, down Hilton Head Island. Wow, she loves that. My Doug dog, he loves it too, and I'm going to have my brother coming up from Orange Springs, Georgia. He's going to be there for about 3 or 4 days, and you know what's going to be number 1 on our agenda?
Golf.
It's
not going to be walking Doug dog, I don't think. That may be number 2. All right, speaking of that, we're going to give you either or right now, because I know you had Simon and you got Doug dog. Which do you like better, dogs or cats?
I personally, I like both of them, but I say dogs right now. But a cat would run a very close second, because we got a new cat which we adopted about 6 months ago, a TC cat.
Okay.
Tuxedo cat.
All right.
Black and white. So he's a member of the household now.
Okay. And last question on this hole is the Coach Toney petting zoo. Tell me, and our viewers out here, what all do you have in your petting zoo at your house?
Okay.
Or you're looking at zoo?
We got a channel 4 peacock. We got about 3 geese. We got about 8 guineas. We have a hog. We have a donkey, and had some turkeys.
And a partridge in a pear tree. And we're going to move on and hit our tee shots on that one. And welcome back to Two Old Farts in a Cart. I'm Coach Cox. He's Coach Toney. We hope you enjoyed our beautiful singing on that last hole there, though. All right, Coach Toney, you just hit the lottery, and it was a big one. What's the first thing you're going to buy?
Well, it's not necessarily the first thing I'm going to buy. It's first ones I owe. I'll be hitting my credit card and getting all those things taken care of. And then with the rest of it, I'll give money for, the church, and the rest I'll probably use for, repairing the house, or maybe moving the house, and maybe going down to Hilton Head Island and living on the Atlantic Dunes by Davis Love.
You got me right there. That's the first thing I would buy if I hit the lottery, is a house on the coast.
Yeah.
A beautiful house down there. All right, let's give you a few either ors. Our first thing is, what's your favorite thing to eat at our buddy JC's place, The Spice? What's your favorite thing?
Well, at one time my favorite thing was the chili cheeseburger, but Coach, it was last time we went, and I had those hot dogs with mustard, chili, and onion, with those fries and onions. I believe that might be my number 1 on the list right now.
I may have to go today if we're able to make it up there. Yeah. I may go with the BLT.
Oh.
Some fries. That's pretty good too.
Well, you do BLT. I'm going to go with HDs.
Okay. All right. That you can't go wrong with either one right there.
Or anything. Yeah.
All right, Coach Toney, are you a morning person or a late night person?
That's kind of difficult there, Coach. I'll say right now, I'd say morning, because a night person, I usually go to sleep about 8 o'clock and wake up about 11:30 and then go to bed.
I was going to say, you better say morning with all the times we've gone on trips and I've been over there late at night watching TV and I say something to you and you dead to the world over there with that. All right. Would you rather be a big city guy or small town guy?
I'd say I'd be an in-between guy.
A tween?
Yeah, a tweener. But I'd say small city.
Okay. All righty. Do you have any phobias?
Yes, I do. Sometimes I have phobia on the golf course when I run into some no-necks, which are snakes. I don't like snakes.
Okay. My phobia is heights. I don't like heights. That I don't like glass elevators that go way up high, and I don't like heights. So, all right, speaking of heights, it's time for us to tee one up here, and let's see what we can do if we're able to go hit. Let's ride down here and see if it's clear.
Let's make sure we have the proper height.
That's right. That's right. Get the right height.
Okay there, Coach. You did one on me a while ago. I'm going to do one on you this time. What would be one of your favorite golf courses in the world to play if you had the opportunity to play it?
Coach Toney, it would be a coin toss. I would gut jump at the opportunity for the Augusta National or Pebble Beach. I would love to play the beautiful course, Augusta, with the azaleas. I'd like to play it this time of year when it's in bloom. I would love to play Pebble Beach next to the ocean and all right there, though. So, and I'm gonna throw it back at you. Which one would you choose?
Masters.
Masters. Okay.
Because I'm a little more familiar with the Masters. Not to say I'd do any better down there, but you couldn't go wrong with either one there. That would be why I put in the toss-up range.
All right, next question.
All right, next question. If you had the opportunity to sit down for about an hour for any golfer, whether the one that's lived or passed, who would that be that you could talk to and have a conversation with?
I would want to sit down and talk to Gary Player. Gary Player has always been one of my favorite golfers, that he's a Christian man, that he's kept things in perspective there. I actually heard Gary Player preach at First Baptist Church on a Sunday night one time. But I would enjoy getting his perspective on the game of golf.
Well, you certainly couldn't go wrong there.
All right.
Okay, on next one there, if you had 2 tickets to go anywhere in the world with you and Rosie, where would that be?
My trip would probably be to Sweden during the wintertime. I would love to go there around Christmas time, to the Swiss villages there with the snow and all. And even Rosie will back me up on this, that she was asked the question one time too about a bucket list Christmas trip would be to Sweden also. But I would love to go to Sweden sometime. I've got Vera, Soderblom, who is one of the post players at USC Upstate. She's from Sweden, and she's got 2 years before she graduates, and she's supposed to be working on getting me a good package to go to Sweden.
Right.
So I'm going to hold her to that, though. So
that's good.
Well, I believe it's time for us to tee off. You be thinking of a couple more questions you can ask me when we come back.
I won't have no mental lapse.
Okay.
Okay, Coach, back to some of our questionnaires. This one's kind of a twofold question. Where would you like to live other than where you're living now? Within our state and outside the state, where would you like to live?
And I'm actually seriously considering this at some time in my life of trying to maybe move to Charleston, because Katie, I think, is pretty much gonna be set. She wants to live in Charleston the rest of her life. I've mentioned it to Rosie, and she's even in favor of it too. Katie said, when you coming there? But it would be nice. I would love to move down there at some point. I'd have to sell all my property up here and everything, though. But to move down there to be closer to Katie and Dolly, and of course, I've always dreamed about trying to live near the beach where I could
Right.
go to the beach any day, every day, if I wanted to.
That's right.
How about you? I'm going to throw that one back to you. What would be your answer?
I would give you an answer, but I've already given you my answer.
What's that? You'd rather go to Hilton Head?
Yeah, I'm down on the island. You're right about that.
Okay.
Okay, well, you answered part of your question. Outside of the South Carolina, where would you like to live? For the place you've been.
Oh, God. That would be hard. Somewhere around here. It probably would be it would be to a beach somewhere. Possibly in Florida. Or I'm going to throw a long shot up there. Maybe the mountains wouldn't be a bad place.
Yeah.
You find a nice
right,
place
yeah.
up there. Up around Pigeon Forge, something like that.
Yeah.
That would be a possibility too. That's two good questions there.
Okay, all right. Another good question here. If you had the opportunity and the money was right, of all the NCAA schools, where would you like to be a head coach?
Head coach. If the money was right, situation was right, I'd have to be a Cameron Crazy. The environment there, I would have to coach at Duke. I know there'd be a lot of pressure, but you know me, I would probably go up in the crowd and, body surf with all the students there, but I would love to coach at Duke University. I think that's the best basketball environment in the world.
You're right about that. All right, our next question. Where we're playing right now, the creek, which is getting to be in real good shape, greens, fairways, etc. What would be your ideal score?
My ideal score today, for
anytime, what would you like to shoot?
It would be probably even par. Me and you did that one day down there at Mid Carolina, and you shot under par. You were one under par. I shot even par, and I lost. But that was a great
I had my
round.
1 day out of 1,000 days.
That's been my one day of playing even par golf, though. I'm having fun today. I'm having one of my best rounds. I was 4 over on the front side and, been competitive today. But it has been a beautiful day to play.
Right.
You're playing well. And
contributed to my lucky green Boston Scally.
There you go. You can't go wrong with a Boston Scally. Right. What's going to be the next Boston Scally you buy?
I don't know, Coach.
What color?
I don't know, but if you keep sending me
Jenny's going to cut me off. I'm checking mine out. Well, I'm getting. I'm looking. I'm going to have to show you some in a minute. I'm looking at some Hokas. I got to get me another pair of Hokas. There.
Oh, okay.
Are you about ready for another pair of Hokas?
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Hocus Pocus.
Well, let's go ahead and tee off. I think these guys are going to be out of the way, and we'll continue this conversation. You're watching Two All Farts in a Cart. We'll be back in a minute.